Hi, I'm Andrew Oakley. I am a Mechatronics Engineering Technology student here at Purdue. I chose Purdue because ever since I was a kid, I wanted to know how things worked. I used to take apart everything I could, whether it made my parents mad or not, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And as I got older, I wanted to know how to make those things and go from there so I could have my own equipment and toys that I wanted to do. And it led to the point where I am studying at Purdue University now. As a kid, they used to give me crap for it. They called it contraptions, all right? I started out with little booby traps like door sensors and stuff like that, and it went into Connects making little robot arms and battle bots and stuff like that. And it led to high school where I got to experience my first 3D printer, and I started making everything. From gears to cars to little airplanes, it went everywhere from there. I decided to come to Purdue Polytechnic Andrson because when I came here for a recruiting event in high school, one of the seniors here, who was my mentor, told me I could run the 3D print lab, and that was an amazing opportunity for me. So I came in and fixed all the equipment that wasn't working, and from there we are now upwards of 20-something machines, and I have 3 kids who I've trained to help run the lab with me, and we run it year-round through holidays, all of it. Every project here through the school comes through a professor and then is fed down to us, and from there we make everything for the school, from recruiting events to student-based projects. Me and my friends have went to main campus Purdue a few times, and the print lab there is really nice, but from my understanding it's not as free to use as it is here. Our kind of thought process here is school projects are made with school material. Student projects, like personal projects, if they bring their own material and the printers are open, you can make what you need, as long as it fits the criteria of no weapons, stuff like that. And then we're actually to the point where we've started manufacturing for companies here in the area around Andrson. My company is Mancore Industries, just down the road. We've ended up making a few parts here for some of the robot cells that we've just started. Magna Powertrain has had parts printed out for a gear inset and for a little tray that would turn some washers or 360. I mean, that's all it needed to do, and they had that printed off here. We've also done some stuff for Ball State students because their architecture program 3D prints a lot of stuff, but their 3D print lab is not very adequate for some of the larger scale stuff. We have an amazing print lab, and we're able to make just about anything they needed out of whatever material and color they wanted. We're in the print lab here at Purdue Polytechnic Andrson, and right now we are printing out a couple parts for our Tech 120 class, which is a freshman class, kind of an intro to engineering concepts. Basically, the students are given a problem, and then they have to kind of come up with multiple different solutions, and then they go through the decision-making matrix and come out with their final prototype, which is what I'm making for somebody right now, and I believe this is going to be a door handle design. From there, they can post-process it whatever way they want, but essentially the way it works here is whenever student projects need something printed, it is handed to our professor, Hiking, who's in charge of the print lab, and then he hands it down to me because I'm the lead tech here for the print lab. And then if I do it, or I can hand it off to one of the 3 prodigies that I'm training, and then we start everything from here. And that's kind of the way it's been for the past 4 years of me being here. Is I've had pretty much 90% autonomy inside this lab. I've done anything I've wanted within reason. I can order the parts as long as Hiking sees that they're useful and are beneficial to the lab. I've went on a trip, paid out of my own pocket, to Lulzbot in North Dakota, and since then they've sent us a couple spare printers, some spare parts, and are even sponsoring my senior capstone project, which is to do a filament shredder system. We're going to take old material and failed prints, shred it down into pieces, and then we're going to re-extrude it into reusable plastic. So we're kind of basing this off of a failed iteration from one of our previous years where they used a paper shredder to shred down the plastic. The issue with that is we are getting too long of strands. So we have designed a new shredder completely from scratch, sourced all the parts out of the USA, and are even using Lulzbot as one of our main manufacturers for it. And we are going to shred into smaller particles. We've designed our own extruder system, and then we're going to take those granules and extrude back into material, which is what we've done on these spools. While this isn't the final product, we have the rough prototype working. We can make filament, although this isn't a spec yet, but that's just because we have some more tweaking to do on our end. Or rather than turning it into filament, we're building a pellet printer that has a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot build volume. And so we'll be able to make some large-scale parts, whether that's automotive or random stuff for the school, such as our golf hole project, which is a huge thing here. We can rep those out so much faster than trying to do it on smaller printers and cut everything into sections. So I really like to learn by doing, all right, and that's something that our school at Purdue Polytechnic Andrson really strives on. All of our classes are majority lab-based. We'll learn the stuff, but we always end the week by doing what we just learned. Whether that's manual machining, CNC machining, we've done everything from programming to electronics, welding to, we have a plasma table that we just recently got. We can make just about anything, and our students are encouraged to do it. Every class has semester projects, and it's not like it's just a standardized small project that you can buy on Amazon. This is something that our professors came up with themselves and has decided that they wanted us to add our own iteration and design features to it. While some of them don't always end out the best, the students get a very valuable hand-on experience. I learned how to manual machine here, and now I'm working at a machine shop here in Andrson, and I've been doing that exact thing. I've gone from manual machining, and then quite recently I started taking a machining class here for CNC machining, and I do that every day. Come this May, I will be starting full-time as our controls and automation guy, and we'll be dealing a lot with robots feeding into our CNC machines. So when I came in here as a freshman, Keegan Stewart, who is my trainer, all right, he had got me the opportunity to come work with him at Red Gold in Elwood, Indiana, and they have been an amazing sponsor for our school. They actually paid for my tuition entirely for the 2 years that I worked there, on top of giving me an hourly wage to work there. It was a fantastic experience, and Keegan went on to be a controls engineer there. I ended up leaving to chase a different field of work, and now I work at Mancor Industries just down the road and here in Andrson, and I've been there for the past going on a year now. And because of that experience, I will start full-time here in May as the controls and automation engineer. That experience will have me programming FANUC robots that we have here at the school, and I learned in a class, to load raw parts into the CNC machine, let the machine them down to the size we need, pull them out, set them on a cart or a conveyor, and feed them back out to the operators, effectively saving us, I think the ROI on it was close to 16 hours worth of machining time, just because we're going to have a robot running constantly doing all of that. It's a fantastic experience for our students to learn here how to use these robots, and we've actually expanded our range from just FANUC to now also being FANUC and Cobot, and now we're doing more machining with our Haas CNC and our Herco CNC center. They are fantastic experiences for our students to learn how to use this equipment going into their jobs. Here at Purdue Polytechnic Andrson, our class size, the largest class you can have is roughly 20 students, all right? It's a fantastic experience, especially for most kids coming from high school going into college. I know one of my biggest fears going into college was the fact that how am I going to get the professor's attention if I have a question? There's so many students in this lecture hall. And that's what really was attractive about this school, was the fact that I text and call the professors at 11 o'clock at night. We talk to each other all day, every day of the week. Through Christmas, we'll text each other what's going on with the school. It's amazing. Because of that, I've been able to get really close with a bunch of the students here, and I know everybody by name, which has been amazing for me to select the 3 prodigies that will replace me once I graduate to help run the print lab. And as they're doing that, they'll be able to train more people, and more people will train those people, and we're going to keep going for years to come, and the school's only going to grow from there, which is an amazing thought, knowing that the work that I've done here isn't going to just be thrown into the gutter once I graduate. This is something that's going to carry on for years because the students want these things. For me to get a degree that is world-class reputation, especially from Purdue, which is, it's an amazing thought, just knowing that come May I will graduate and have this accredited engineering school, saying that, hey, he did a good job here. It's amazing for me. It makes me feel that I've almost made it, all right? It lets me know that as I go into my future as an engineer, I'm not just going to have to be like, well, I don't know if I qualify for this job or not. Everything that I've done at every job I've worked at, I've done here. And it's just a great feeling knowing that going into the workplace, I'm going to know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to be the slowest guy out on the field. I'm not going to be the slowest guy trying to do CAD modeling. We do all that daily here. I think what kind of ties all that, even like in the big bow on top of the present, was the fact that this is only 20 minutes from my hometown. I can still go and see my parents. When I first started coming to school here, I still had my high school job, which was amazing. Being able to just travel down the road, live at home, and keep the costs down, I mean, we're paying a quarter of what main campus pays. And I mean, that's for our entire year, which is amazing here. That's why most of our students end up coming here, is the small class sizes, keeping the costs down, and being able to live at home and save money. A couple of our students, I mean, they're already going on to buy houses at this point. You don't hear that very often from college students graduating. Most of the time you hear, oh man, I have all this debt I have to pay off. I've had 2 internships just since I've started attending here, and I know that for a fact that I've gotten at least 3 other students internships at other places. I mean, we have a budding community around us that wants our students to come and work for them. I mean, we get emails all the time saying, hey, job offer down the road, why don't you come out and tour? There's one of my classes with Professor Hiking that took us on a tour through a 3D printing facility that's 3D printing parts for NASA. I mean, that was awesome to see. They were doing the laser metal printing, very cool to get to see. We had a student go and interview there, and he works there full time now. I mean, that's an amazing opportunity for our students to walk right out these doors, diploma in hand, right into the parking lot of their first job. I mean, it is an amazing idea.